And do you take the chapel raid report and use your eagle
Yeah,
eyes to the sky?
Oh yeah, we'll try again. I give him a wink. Ivory bonus, right, buddy? And I kind of give it give it a look here.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Call of Cthulhu Occult Origins. We are here with a full crew today. Today, we are getting into The Haunting, which is a classic scenario from Chaosium with a few twists and tweaks for the purpose of our story. I'm your keeper of lore, Grinning Moon, and with me today is our amazing cast of individuals. Take a moment to go around to everyone, introduce yourself, give us a flyby description of your characters, and see where we're going. We'll start with Mega.
What's happening? Hey everybody, Mega, variety streamer, shenanigans. Just like hanging out with a good community, playing games, love exploring new indie titles, checking out like lesser known gems that are out there that we enjoy playing, and networking and hanging out with an awesome community. That's what I do. Generally live 3 or 4 times a week whenever I can get enough time to stream.
Well, thank you for the call. Swingleberg.
Hello, everyone. My name is Squinkleberg. I am also a variety streamer here on Twitch, currently on a small hiatus, but I will be streaming back very, very soon. I am a longtime fan of Dungeons and Dragons and role-playing games, and I've just started to branch out and try new different game styles. So I'm really excited to be here. I'm playing Billy Graves, 60-ish year old kind of older hunter from the boonies.
And Melly.
Hi, I am Melly the Martian. I am also a variety streamer. I play a lot of different games, some kind of mainstream, some not. I also do wellness streams. We just like to hang out, be about overall positivity, well-being, kind of uplifting each other. My character is Olivier Domingue, and she goes by Livy. And really excited. She is a femme fatale, so this is going to be very, very fun to play.
And over to Fickle.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. I'm Brian, or the Fickle Ficus. I'm a voice actor. I also stream here on Twitch, here and there. I'm playing Rory Shack. I'm a beefcake, and that's me. Nothing. No, I'm just kidding. He's a beefcake. That's his character archetype. He works for the mob. He kind of talks like this. He's about 30 years old. He's just a fucking beefcake. Got a heart of gold, but he's a beefcake.
And then over to Garbot, I should say.
Hi, I'm Garbot. I am a stream lurker. I do not stream currently. I am playing Georgia Schultz, a 43-year-old archaeologist, or disgrace, depends on who you talk to, really, who will be helping with this investigation as well.
Excellent. And as kind of we get into things today, to set the stage, the year is 1920. Let's get our music going here. It's 1920. Prohibition is in full swing. New York City is still growing, the tallest building only standing at just over 800 feet tall at this point. Trolleys, taxis, trucks, and the occasional wagon bustle along paved brick streets covered in smog and smoke. The sun hangs low on an East Harlem apartment building as a taxi squeals to a stop at the entrance. A woman exits the cab, pays the man, heads into the lobby, which is visibly dirty. On the elevator, a sign hangs reading out of order, and the directory shows a number of tenants. As she thumbs down through them, she finds apparently the one she's looking for. As she clips and clops up to the first floor, she stops at door 18, where a sign hangs on a slightly crooked from a half-drove-in nail, reading P.I. J. Barrister. She knocks. Oh, we're closed!
Then perfect. I have you all to myself then, if it's not too much of a bother, Mr. Barrister.
Shuffling happens. You hear like something, what sounds like a couple bottles and things getting scraped over quickly, and the door kind of squeaks open with a chain, and he looks out. And who might you be?
Ah, yes, hello, Mr. Barrister. I am here representing Mr. Knotts. May I come in?
Looks you up and down. Yeah, sure, but only about the sunlight. Closes the door. You hear the chain rattle, and the door swings open.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Barrister. She'll kind of look around the room, taking it in.
As you kind of step in, the haze of smoke stings your eyes slightly as you enter. The smell of cigarette sweat and stale canned beans permeates the air. James is a stout man, with a constantly furrowed brow and a crooked nose that looks like it's been broken just one too many times. I cleared off a spot for you. You see the couch over to the left, and there's a hat and a coat on it as you kind of enter.
She will kind of politely decline. As I said, I am here representing Mr. Knotts. Requested that I come out and speak with you about an investment that he would like looked into.
Investment? Okay, okay.
Well, you see, he has recently come into a piece of property that have some rumors attached to them he'd like sorted out.
Look, if you're just looking for somebody to look into a couple of houses, I know plenty of reputable agencies that I could refer you to, ma'am.
Oh, no. This needs a quiet touch.
Quiet house. When you say quiet, what do you mean?
I mean that the nature of these rumors, should they turn out to be true, or merely just rumors as they are, should they be out, it would be difficult for him to be able to rent out this property.
Okay. Where's this property?
Boston.
It's odd that you're coming to New York for Boston real estate.
Yes, it is. I understand that entirely, you see. But rumors, as you know, tend to spread like wildfire. And if somebody has loose lips and is investigating this incident, then, well, it would be bad business.
Of course. Well, guess before we get into the details, what's this job paying?
Well, he is offering $50 a day per person.
Per person?
If you need a team or if you have a partner, as it were.
Oh. Okay.
She just kind of look for any kind of pictures of like a partner involved.
There's just nothing of that nature. This is a
Nothing.
very lonely man. You can tell there's even a heating plate, warming plate on the back filing cabinet. It seems like he sleeps here too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could, give me, what time, when does this, Mr. Knotts need this done by?
As soon as possible, preferred.
Hmm. You know what? Give me a week. I'll give you a call later this week and see if I can, who I can throw together. Hopefully by Friday we'll get something going. Sound good?
Sounds wonderful. We'll be in touch then. And she'll extend a hand to him.
And he extends his hand as well and offers a firm handshake as a deal. I just need
It's
to
not
take
to
a
be
couple
fair.
notes, but after that you can be on your way. And
Oh, of course, of course.
the
Mr.
scene
Knotts will
will...
be very pleased that you've accepted his deal, and she'll take a seat in one of the chairs at the desk.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. And as you kind of take a seat, we'll kind of fade out from here. That night, that evening actually, James calls from his office after his meeting with Georgia, and a cigarette and maybe a beer. He calls up Rory Shack. Man, he owes a favor. So, as I am.
Hello?
Yeah, Rory.
Yeah, this is Rory.
Hey, this is Jack, barrister.
Okay. Look, Jack, I know a lot of Jacks, so you gotta be clear.
Well, you remember that Jack you owe a favor?
I owe everybody a fucking favor, so.
Well, that's your problem, but the detective.
Yeah, I know who you are, Jack. What do you need?
Well, this is a bit of an odd thing, but I need a couple extra hands for an investigation. It pays well, $25 a day. Plus, I take care of your room and board and food. Maybe 2 or 3 days. Nothing that gets your hands dirty.
It's a pretty good deal, Jack. What's the catch?
Well, like I said, you have to play investigator, so you gotta behave for at least a little bit in front of the dame and maybe dress nice. Put on
There's a
suit.
dame?
Yeah, there's a dame. There's always a dame, ain't there?
Is it that kind of investigation, Jack?
Not quite. Not quite. More like, well, I get a weird vibe from it, but can't too early to tell.
Jack. Don't fuck with me.
Would I fuck around when I'm calling for a favor?
No, but you know I've been into that shit before. I don't want to go back.
Look. There's nothing fishy about it. There's the baddest rumor is there's a haunted house. Come on, man. Believe in ghosts and shit.
How much a day?
$25 a day. Plus, I feed you.
And house me.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah, all right.
Like motel
Right.
though, right?
Sure. That's fine.
Okay. If you know anybody else who is looking for the opportunity, you know.
Yeah, I got an idea.
Okay. Yeah. I trust
So,
whoever you bring in.
How you getting me there, Jack?
Train ticket.
All right.
Need
What
to
time?
be there. We need to be there around noon on Friday. There's a diner called Paul's Diner. We'll meet there.
Paul's Diner.
Yep. It's in the North
Yeah,
End,
I-
Boston.
Sure, I know it. No problem. All right, and if I got an idea of a friend's $25 a day, room and board for them as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Is that right?
That's right. Absolutely.
All right, Jack. Talk to you at Paul's.
Beautiful. You have a good evening.
Yeah, you too.
He hangs up.
I hang up and I just think to myself for a second, and then I'll call Morgan. Is it Morgan? Morgan.
Yeah. And as you call Morgan, his normal flat.
Morgan.
Yeah, Morgan, this is Rory. Look, there's a good job coming up. I know it pays well. I don't know a lot about it. It's in Boston, $25 a day, room and board while we're there. That's about all I know for now. But I figured, $25 a day is nothing to shake a stick at, though you might be interested.
Money, Morgan, is always welcome. You trust this contact?
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Room and board, you say?
And $25.
$25 can go a long way. Where's the job?
It's in Boston.
Count me in.
Count you in. All right. All right. Good. That's good. That's good, Morgan. All right. Thank you. It's Paul's Diner at noon on whatever. Oh, Jesus Christ.
North End
What's
Boston.
that? What is it?
North End Boston.
Yeah, Paul's Diner in the north end of Boston at noon. Tomorrow? Is it tomorrow?
Friday. This is Tuesday.
Friday. It's Tuesday. Okay, on Friday. I'll see you on Friday, all right?
I'll clear my schedule. See you there.
Great. Hang up.
As it kind of happens in the afternoon, maybe a little earlier in the evening, earlier in the day. But in the evening, as Morgan kind of continues his day, maybe he's in between runs and stuff like that. But when he returns to his apartment at the end of the day, he finds a letter's been slipped under his door.
Curious and curious. What have we here? What does this letter say?
As he reads it, it basically reads out to state that a jade statue needs to be procured from an abandoned chapel in Boston, Massachusetts. $800 will be paid on completion of the contract.
$800 is enough for a substantial risk. I think I'll have to look into this closely. I need instructions for the drop-off. Hopefully there's another sheet in here somewhere with a little more information.
That is actually all that it says right now. Although there is a little line at the bottom that says, we'll be waiting.
A jade statue. I'll keep my eyes open.
As Thursday rolls around, Billy, who is currently located in the Miskatonic River Valley in kind of southern Massachusetts, living a solitary lifestyle.
Yep.
Probably in a rocking chair, I imagine, chilling after a day of hunting.
Yep. I'm smoking kind of tapping a pack of Marlboros.
Mm-hmm. And just freshly bathed because hunting's dirty work. He's just relaxing after a long day, but he hears this. It's not a knock. It's almost like a bird pecking at the door.
I'll kind of peer out it a little bit, squint, take
As
a
you
long drag,
peer
stand
out,
up, look out the window.
As you kind of get up and look out the window, you don't see anybody at the door. But you kind of have a weird angle on the door. You could see somebody on the stoop if they were standing there, but nobody's there.
Let's see. Would woodpeckers be common in this area?
Not in the Miskatonic, no. That's more of a southern kind of bird. This birds peck occasionally at things, but usually not at it.
Yeah, that was a little strange. It'd be like those goddamn kids, and I'll like go to the door, open it up.
As you open the door up, snap the door open, a big black crow goes caw, caw, and flies off from the porch, giving you a small spook. And then as you kind of like, what the fuck? You look at the ground and you see a blank envelope.
I'll kind of look off at the direction of that the crow flew a little strangely, a little unsettled by this here. I'll bend down and pick up the envelope and kind of examine it and take another long
There's no
drag.
postage or return address on the envelope. And as the kind of ember burns in your cigarette, it illuminates that fact.
I'll come inside, kind of like shut the door behind me, still kind of like peering out a little bit. I'll go sit down and open the letter.
As you flick open the letter, at the top of the letter, it shows today's date, and it's in a courier kind of it's been typed by a typewriter. The letter states there's a PI who is looking into the Chapel of Contemplation. He's crewing up for an investigation as you read this. His name is James Barrister, number 556703. Tell him you're looking for Michael Thomas, and he'll have no choice but to say yes. This window of opportunity closes tomorrow at noon.
So I read it, crumple the letter a little bit in my fist, and take an angry drag off my cigarette.
Like, quarter of your cigarette burns off.
Well,
And sits there in ash.
sounds like I picked up the trail again. I'll march over to the phone. Call the number.
As you call, the phone rings a few times. Barrister Investigations.
My name is Billy Graves. I need to speak with the detective about Michael Thomas.
Yeah. Give me 1 sec. He puts the phone down. Puts it back to his ear. It sounds like the same guy. Yeah, this is James Barrister.
Mr. Barrister, my name is Billy Graves. And I hear you're looking into someone I've been trying to find for some time.
Is that so, Mr. Graves?
Yes, indeed it is. I have as I said, a vested interest in finding this man. He has something that belongs to my family. It's very important that I find him, you see.
Fair enough.
I understand you're putting together a team. I'm just calling to let you know I'm going to be on it.
I mean, who are you? Have we associated before? I'm confused.
Yep. So am I, sir. I just got this here note from a bird, apparently, and I might be off my goddamn rocker. So I just kind of feel like telling you how it is. I don't use this phone here too much, so pardon my abruptness.
Understandable. Who's this person in question, though?
Michael Thomas. Understand you're putting together some sort of team or looking into this.
You're not
And this
sure.
here
You're not sure if
chapel.
the phone has hung up because it's completely silent.
Mm-hmm. As I said, I'll be joining your team. Where can I meet you?
You free this weekend?
No, you bet your ass I am.
Meet me at Paul's Diner in the North End, Boston, if you can make it there on Friday around noon. We'll be there.
Friday at noon, North Boston. I'll see you there.
Sounds good.
hang up and I'll go start to pack my stuff.
And kind of flashing over to Barrister's side, he makes a call. Yeah, Miss Schultz. Yeah, I got 5 total, well, including you. Yeah, sounds good. See you in Boston. Click. Kind of fade to black as everybody makes their way in their own way, however they do it. Mostly train is probably the best way to do it. He does offer to buy train tickets for everybody, but if you obviously Squingle's a little Billy, I should say, is in a little bit of a different situation.
Mm-hmm.
So, however you get to the north end of Boston, it's kind of inconsequential. But if like Morgan,
I run the entire way there.
and I started running.
Old made it on time.
At the same time, he calls right after he gets off the phone with Rory. The phone rings at Livy's house, Livy's uncle's old house, and this. I have to have the telephone ring. It's not official if I don't. And she just leaves it on bitch button. Just leaves it on ring.
This is Libby.
Oh, hello, Livy. This is Jack Barrister.
Oh, hey, Jack. What's going on?
Hey, I got a little bit of a opportunity. You did say that you wanted a little bit of investigation experience too, right?
That I did.
Well, here's probably the best opportunity I can give you. We're doing a small investigation. Got a small group that we're working with, and it's going to be in Boston if you can clear your weekend at least.
And this small group, these are live ones, not stiffs.
Yes, no, they're living, breathing people. We can have conversations with them, not just cut them open.
Just gotta be sure, Jack. You know what we've been working with, so.
I understand. I figured I'd give you a little bit of time in the daylight rather than on the night shift in the old cold morgue.
Can't say I mind it. The solidarity helps to clear my mind with everything, it's been going on lately. But yeah, what's this about? Anything you can tell me ahead of time?
I don't know much. We're going to be doing the digging, but first rudimentary stuff is we're dealing with a haunted house. I'm a little skeptical, but yeah, we should do the research, do the footwork, and see what happens.
And
it's probably a hoax like the last 3, but it's paying pretty well actually this time. Actually,
oh yeah,
it's $50 a day for you if you want.
Huh. I like the sound of that. Well, let's just hope this one doesn't let us down.
Yeah, me too. Especially, don't want to give my hopes up, but I can count on you. I'll get you a train ticket for Boston. We're going to be meeting at a diner in the North End. It's called Paul's. He chuckles to himself. I think you'll like it.
Oh yeah?
The food's nice and greasy. It's really the people.
Jack, you know the last thing you need is some greasy food.
How else am I supposed to soak up all this alcohol?
As your friend, I'm just gonna suggest otherwise.
Well, I appreciate that. But nothing really punches the hangover like some sausage, bacon, some eggs, all these things.
I can just see the clogged arteries right now.
My arteries didn't ask for your help there, Livy. Appreciate it.
Noted. Noted. Anything you can tell me about this group who we're going to be pairing with? I'm not used to teamwork, if you know what I mean.
Understandable. I won't lie. I just kind of slapped them together.
Ah, Jack.
Well, they're paying by the head. Like, the one kid's pretty smart, and the person in charge seems like they know what they're doing. I don't know what else they're bringing in, but or what else will wash up maybe last minute. But
Anyone we need to worry about? Anyone I need to keep my eye on?
in what way?
With all the stiffs that we've been dealing with, I think we know what crowds you roam around, Jack, so I just want to make
Look,
sure.
this is a pretty clean crowd. There's only one of them. The kid's like a dock worker. He works an honest living, doing his thing. I'm sure whatever he brings in will be, up to that snuff. Just, blue collar day laborers. Not a Bolshevik or anything. We're not talking communism, but, like decent people.
All right, Jack. I'm in. You got me.
Okay. See you there in Boston on Friday, then.
Sounds good.
And in editing, this will be in right sequence.
Yeah.
But as we all kind of congregate into the north end of Boston, if you thought that New York was kind of small, a little bit, under like in the growth periods and smuggy, Boston's that and humid and also built on a bunch of ruins. The streets are not graded off like New York. They're just a cavalcade of odd loops and paved over horse paths, and everybody just built around those horse paths. So if you've ever been in Boston, you know that the one ways are hell, and you will never find your way around unless you've been there 3 times at least. If you need to take a left, you need to take 5 rights, but that's basically the north end of Boston. As you kind of get in to the stations and start to make your way via cab or walking or however you make it to the diner, you do notice that there's a very sickly, sweet smell that seems to linger about the area. Especially once you get closer and closer to the harbor and like the north end of North End, kind of near where the diner is. And as you actually get to the diner, it's, the typical tin roof diner, but it looks fairly like it recently got either replaced or fixed or revamped. As you kind of wander over and head to the door, a familiar no-colored sign with a painted yellow yes over the no sits on the glass door of the diner. The sizzle of a flat iron as you walk in immediately meets your ears, and the clamor of chatter and cooking fill the small tin roof diner. The smell of eggs, coffee, sausage, and sweet syrup waft about the patrons. The place is not too busy, but far from empty. There's a couple different booths that you can set up in, and you find Jack sitting with a pack of what look like cold flapjacks and a coffee in the back corner booth. He looks like he's still waking up, and there might be something in that coffee other than coffee. As you make your way back and sit down, you notice that there's only 3 people running the spot. There's a older black gentleman running the grill, a kind of plump, kind of pleasant-looking black lady running the register, and then a red, kind of ginger-haired Irish middle-aged woman kind of running around with plates. and doing serving. As you kind of walk in, they acknowledge you and say, "Find a seat wherever you want." And I have a thing for this. I did the homework on this. There we go. And and you can kind of settle in. Menus are doled out, just kind of in a drive-by manner, as they get drinks set up for you.
And we're all
Jack?
here.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
you and Jack. Everybody's here. As everybody kind of clambers in, one by one. Two by
Is
two.
Jack's head like still on the table?
He's like... He's just nursing the cup of coffee. And the pancakes look like they've just kind of just died right there. Like probably...
Okay, but he's like awake.
Yeah, he's awake. He's
Yeah,
just
okay.
not awake, you know?
Yeah.
He's just kind of like... As you sit down, he barely acknowledges you. If you're used to that, this is average morning behavior for him.
Yeah.
I know it's like about 12:30, but it's still morning for him. Rory, Libby, this is Billy Graves, this gentleman right here from me.
Are we allowed to smoke in here?
Yes.
Oh yeah, so I'm smoking. I have a cup of black coffee. I just kind of give you a little grunt. I'm pretty old, or not like pretty old, but like I'm older. So like I have a graying beard, long gray hair, a hat that's made out of like some sort of like animal skin. I kind of maybe look a little out of place. I just kind of grunt at everybody.
I imagine Billy was here first, then Rory and Mega get here, or Rory and Morgan get here. As kind of, I kind of didn't give you a chance to describe your character. So as Rory, you roll in. Go ahead and give your new description of your character.
Yeah. You know, Jack told me to dress nice, so I'm wearing a suit. The suit, like, it fits well, but it definitely looks like I've worn the same suit every time someone asks me to wear a suit. And my muscles are like bulging out of the suit a little bit. It's like a tiny little skinny clip-on tie on a much bigger suit. I got a pack of cigarettes in the breast pocket. You know, I'm it's not like a buzz cut, but you know, trimmed on the top, ears close to my head. You know, he's got a bit of pretty square chin. He's probably about 6'3", 6'4". He's pretty intimidating when he walks into a room. When he tries to like sit down into the booth, it's like his knees are on the bottom of the table, up against the bottom of the table, and he kind of looks like two people in one person. But yeah, that's as I sit down at the table. You know, I'm one of the first people in, so I try to like shuffle down the line, and you can hear like the table like clinking as like I shuffle in and move everything on the table as I go, and I go, yeah, I'll just take a black coffee, thank you. Yeah. Jack? Morgan, I fucking hate the train.
It's a long journey, brother. It's a long journey, but there are worse ways to travel. Did I tell you about the time I was on a plane once? We just went down in the middle of the ocean and ended up on an island. I barely survived. I'll take the train over that any day.
I would never in my fucking life take a plane. I swear to God. That shit's insane. That's
Don't
absolutely
do it,
insane.
brother. Don't
You think
do
you
it.
can fly like a fucking bird? That's insane.
We've got no place in the air.
No
I'm
place.
telling you, I'll
No.
walk if I have to next
Look,
time.
you should have known better. That's what I'm saying. I pull a cigarette out and I'm like, you want one?
I know better now, friend. I'll take that cigarette. Thank you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mega.
Did you order me coffee too? I like it black.
Of course.
Go ahead and describe your character too while you're at it, Mega.
There's a certain feral look about my character. A little bit leaner, you know, kind of a bit of a hunted look, but always trying to keep a passive expression. I check the corners when I come in. I'm in a decent suit. It's not too good. It's average. Like I dress to fit in, but to look like, you know, I'm a person of average means, right? So, you know, I check the corners when we walk in, try and see who's out of place. I'm on a job, but I don't know too much. So I try and make sure that I'm like Rory's between myself and any trouble, right? So, you know, I'm kind of like around him, but he's a brick wall, so I'm kind of like behind him at the same time. You know, trying to work out all the angles and figure out where we're going from there. You know, I'm relaxed, but I'm alert.
Fair, fair. And then I would say I almost wanted to do initiative, but I'm kind of just doing it and down the line. Go ahead. Livy would probably be the next one here.
So Livy will have walked in kind of fashionably late, wanting to have everyone, well, most everyone there before she got there so she can
Doesn't have to wait.
scope everyone out before she sits down, seeing how Jack is interacting with them, seeing if he was telling the truth or his usual sketchy, you know, antics. She's relatively petite, but you know she can do some damage. She's got her hair kind of pulled up, wearing a nice hat, just a blouse, khakis, light jacket, if you will. And she'll walk up to the table skeptically after, you know, eyeing everything, making sure that no one is of concern, maybe watching too closely.
That old guy looks a
Approaching
little
the
sketch,
table.
but I mean, seems like he's keeping to himself.
And I will unfortunately eye Jack's plate and give him a look of disapproval. So, this is the band.
Seeing a woman approach the table, I immediately like put out my cigarette. I'm like, oh, ma'am.
I lean
Hello.
over to Rory and I want to whisper in his ear, "This woman is with us. It's not a good sign, friend. Women always mean trouble." I whisper it though. I don't know that Livy overheard me, so whisper it.
Can I do a listen roll now?
Can absolutely.
No.
So yes, as you kind of settle in, James he kind of begins to sit up, and he kind of looks at the coffee. He's like, quaffs it down, puts the thing down, and begins to kind of. All right, I think now. Where's the last one? And just as he kind of says that, Georgia walks in.
As she walks in, she will stop at the counter to, you know, chat with the woman there for a moment. Kind of, you know, pleasantries. There's a little bit of laughter, and she'll put in her usual coffee order as she turns to make her way to the table. She is rather well dressed. Her hair is back and professional. A small briefcase in her hand as she walks up and just kind of eyes the lot of you. She approaches. Mr. Barrister, this is quite the group you've assembled.
Thank you.
I want to lean over to Rory and be like, "Another one. It doesn't bode well. For $25 a day, we're in trouble, friend." And then take a long drag on my cigarette to make a point, and then reluctantly stub it out.
James is like, well, Miss Schultz is actually running the game here. She's the boss, technically.
Doesn't bode well.
I want to just like elbow Morgan like a little bit too hard in the side. Shut the fuck up, man.
And,
She will take a seat, kind of on the end, and pull out her own cigarettes and light it at the table. But first she'll look to Livy and just kind of like, because there's something going on there, and she'll just look to her and, do you mind?
Feel free. It's only your lungs.
And she just kind of gives you a cheeky look as she lights it at the table. Oh, please, gentlemen, please don't let me stop you.
Ha! Wasted a perfectly good cigarette.
Like,
Livy will,
James goes over to the snuffed out cigarette and picks it out of the ashtray and lights it. Still good. Go ahead.
So Livy's gonna lean over to Jack and say, and you're sure about this? You're absolutely sure about this?
Am I sure we're gonna make some money? Yes. Am I sure all these people are worth their salt? No. But like I said, the kid's alright.
So, Georgia,
Yes, dear.
would you care to indulge us on any more information?
Oh, did Mr. Barrister not fill you in at all?
We have some
Just
overall
need to
knowledge.
know. It's, compartmentalization of information.
I'm sure it would help them make the decision to come out here easier if you informed them of what they were getting into. As she just, very annoyed, puts the cigarette in her mouth, pulls out the briefcase, and begins to...
$25 a day is all they needed.
And she kind of gives
Am
a
I wrong?
scrutinous look across the table at this.
So, what's the job?
It should be
That's what
very
it is.
simple. Presumably, if all goes well, it's nothing more than kids and pranks, rumors, old hearsay, and legends. But we're just doing a simple look into a piece of real estate that Mr. Knotts has purchased recently. That we'll be looking into the rumors of haunting. Again, it's probably nothing, just a bunch of kids messing around, but something he wants looked into very quietly so that he can rent out the property later.
And for this, you're paying $25 a day and you need 5 people?
Actually, I wasn't expecting 5 people, and she kind of gives a side eye to Barrister.
You said per person. And you said to assemble my team. You didn't tell me that you'd give me any shit about how I did that. That wasn't part of the deal.
Right, I didn't. I'll be sure to bring forefront about that next time. Now,
He goes to drink his coffee, but it's empty. And he's like,
$25 a day, as she kind of thinks about that for a second, and then looks to Barrister again. Your pay is actually for your silence and your discreetness on this investigation. Rumors tend to spread very quickly. We are trying to keep that quiet, which is why I hired outside of Boston.
see, it's all on the up and up.
So, Miss Georgia, what makes you think, or your client, think that this could be a haunting? What do you have that's brought on this notion?
Well, it is very well rumored to be haunted. It's not uncommon knowledge around here. But again, because it's new and he wants to actually be able to have it be somewhat lucrative, we need to make sure that these rumors are bunk. Again, it's probably just kids. She actually looks kind of bored about this. So a little bit of library work, looking into some of the city contracts, news. It should be a simple in and out. A couple days at most.
Nothing's actually happened at this house though recently.
Not that I'm immediately aware of, unless something's happened in the last few days that I didn't pick up, but
Just like nobody got murdered there a week ago, and you're asking us to go into this house.
Oh, no, nothing like that.
Not a
Again,
week
that would
ago.
have been in the papers.
Yeah, I don't live in Boston, so I don't really read the Boston paper.
Fair. When I did the digging, there was, I mean, people died there. It's an old house, but last incident was in. Kind of like looks into his empty coffee for the answer. Stares at it. 1918. I think.
And it's what, 1920,
20.
30?
20.
Yeah, 20 now.
20. Yeah, see, not last week. It's far enough out.
But not very long ago either.
No, unfortunately not.
Swag.
Enough talking. If everybody here knows their business, this should only take 2 days. The sooner we leave, the sooner I can get paid.
A man with reason.
So, you got the address for us, or?
Oh, of course, I'll be escorting you there myself.
Hold on. Before
Two
we
women
go
on
to-
the job. This isn't good.
So,
If you have a
you,
problem with my presence here, Mr. Morgan, you can take it up with Mr. Knotts personally. However, I am here to represent him, and you're stuck with me, as it were.
As long as you don't expect babysitting, we'll be fine.
Oh, I'm well beyond babysitting, young man.
Livy just stares daggers across the table at Morgan.
Ah, don't waste your glance at me. Women are a bad omen in business.
We'll see who the bad omen is once we get there.
Georgia just takes a drag of her cigarette, letting them two bicker.
Jack's like, if I could be so bold, I don't think we should go to the house first. Let's do a little bit of digging. Probably should hit up the local newspaper, see if there's any articles. Maybe the Central Library. There we can get any public records. And I think the Hall of Records as well would be nice to maybe see if there's a living will or any documentation about the estate itself. Do a little digging on the... just so we're going in not blind.
You didn't already do this check?
I
Had
mean,
fucking 4
so
days.
wouldn't I have done like my character's backstory at least with when it comes to the church? I had done at least like as much as I researched as I could at the time.
Yes, it was done kind of through your lawyer and all those kind of documents. It's now 8 years later. It's probably a little
Yeah,
fuzzy.
so-
You remember that you had access to the criminal record of Michael Thomas, and I think that was the actual only
Yeah,
documentation
and
you
I
had.
gotcha. So I'll speak up here at this point, and like I'll be putting out my cigarette, which is like at its end, and
Right.
say I had a lawyer look into Reverend Thomas a couple years ago. Sounds like he and correct me if I'm wrong, but he killed someone. Am I correct on that, Moon?
Yes.
He was arrested for murder.
James kind of like quiets down as you're talking, and like he's like, "Yeah, there's a record of him going for murder for a couple
Is
of
that
years."
the last owner of the house?
No. The last owner of
what?
this is a different person.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was my. I think I mistook that.
Swingelberg, you have that right. It's just a context that not everybody has yet.
Oh, gotcha.
So-
So I might be trying to share the context
Fair.
if I could.
Okay. So basically, you know that Michael Thomas was the Reverend of the Chapel of Contemplation, and he was arrested for like multiple counts of murder, and put away. He's also there's some personal stuff there, but that's kind of the information
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think would be relevant.
And the chapel, is that the property we're looking into?
No, but it might have something.
Oh,
It might
I'm
have
sorry,
some
okay.
parallels.
my
Did-
mistake.
Is this Reverend Thomas's house, though?
No.
Okay. So how does he factor into this? We don't know yet.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's confusing.
So, like, I guess okay. So then that would be, I guess, my question to. This sounds like something I need to talk to James Barrister about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you mention this at the table right there, or do you wait until later?
I think I'll wait until a little later.
Look,
I
old
thought
man, I
something
don't know
else-
what the
yeah,
fuck
yeah.
you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm old. I don't know what's happening. Yeah.
But
I
you
just wanted to
clearly
make sure I didn't need to
yeah,
respond.
Yeah. No. You're good. You're good at this point.
We'll
Yeah.
just in the story we'll say that Billy was just kind of thinking out loud there.
Yeah.
Right, so at
I'm-
this point,
I'm
it's
talking
just
to
a job
myself
for
a
us,
lot.
but Billy knows a little more, right? Like, maybe.
Maybe.
Right.
He just might not have the context required.
Yeah. I understand. Cool.
Right.
So yeah, I'm like, you hear me muttering about Michael Thomas, like I'm kind of muttering under my breath. I'm really not talking to anybody, but at this point, but like, just kind of like, you could tell that Billy isn't really used to being around people. And he kind of mutters to himself, Michael Thomas. Goddamn ring.
Okay. Well, all right. So, Jack, if this research needs to get done, let's just get on.
Yeah, I think we'll split up a little bit.
Fine by me.
Rory and Livy, you can go tackle the globe. I think you'll be able to talk your way down into the offices there. You'll need to be looking up the old clippings while you're there.
Like newspaper clippings?
Yeah, you'll be looking for the Clippins files for anything to do with the address, and he kind of writes the address down for you.
As he's writing it down for me, I'm just gonna like lean across and sort of be like, "Look, Jack, I'm fucking muscle. You realize that? I'm not. This isn't. This. I don't do this shit."
She's
Want me to
beauty,
go
your
to a
grace,
library?
if that makes sense. If she doesn't,
I don't even know this girl.
well, you'll get to know her. She's a good girl. So what? He kind of pulls you in. Rory. She can talk her way out of a wet paper bag with her hands tied behind her back. She's amazing. You just have to stand there and you threaten everybody. You're ebony and ivory, you know, perfect match, living in perfect harmony.
All right, whatever, Jack.
Billy's like, somebody should write a song about that someday.
Sounds like a hit.
And then Georgia, you and Morgan can head over to the Central Library.
What? Where? But hold on, because I'm already suspicious as it is. Like, it's two women and a crazy person, and like it's not very professional. Nothing about this is like I came because I trusted Rory, but right now my like caution is I just want to go to the house and put down my bed. You know, like, I need a reason to go with Georgia. Like, I already think it's not professional to do anything but the job.
Are you not comfortable in libraries, Morgan?
What do I want from a library? I'm here to do a job. Professional people keep their mind on the task at hand.
They do, and if we need information, that's going to be the best place to go for it.
Information for what? You paid me to make sure the house was okay. I'll stay there for a few days and confirm what you need.
Oh no. I think he does actually have a sound plan. We should split up, but at least stay somewhat together.
That being said, no one will accuse Morgan of not being professional. It's your money, your way. If you want to go to the library, let's go.
It'll be the easiest money you made, Morgan. Don't worry about it.
That it will.
Um,
And she's just very relaxed about this whole thing. Like, everybody's freaking out, and she's just like, yeah, uh-huh.
I'm freaking out. Two women and a crazy person. It's not what I expected when I got here. You know what I mean? In Rory, I trust.
And then he looks over to Billy and says, and then Mr. Graves, I believe you and I can head up the Hall of Records and find any documentation that helps us add a little bit of context to this. I'm thinking maybe a living will, maybe some criminal record or sorts.
Let's go.
Yeah, sounds good. He kind of looks down
we
at his
agree to
project.
meet at the house when we're done.
Oh yes. He'll be like, we can meet back here at the diner. See what we
Diner.
kind of collaborate our findings. See if we need to make any extra steps, and then we can head there together. It's only a
Alright,
few
well,
minutes.
I jam my hands in my pocket, stand up, like I've been shocked, and then start heading towards the door.
And on a mission. I like it. And she'll kind of start gathering her stuff together.
And James begins foiling through his wallet and getting the bill out and ready, tip and whatnot. As everybody kind of begins to file out and to their respective assignments.
So as Billy stands up, you get maybe a small reason about why he's here, and he as he stands up, he slings a big old shotgun on his back, walks out, as if like he was just picking up his purse, something casual for him.
As everybody files out and begins heading towards their
Wait,
various...
sorry. Before we leave, can I just, Jack, what's the address of this place? I mean, I need something to research.
He wrote it down.
Yeah, he gave it to you.
Okay.
Yeah. He wrote it down on a napkin for you.
Okay.
Rory, it's fine. I've got the paper. You can trust in me.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
got a good head on her shoulders. Just you two are going to be a good team, I think.
All right. Whatever.
Don't be so optimistic, Jack. We'll see how this goes.
I think just a little bit of optimism is what we need there, dear Livy. But yes, I do also agree with you. As she eyes over this group, not entirely certain of you all.
As you all kind of file off, James kind of hangs back with to take care of the bill, and then once you make it out onto the street, he convenes with Billy outside, and he's like, Hall Records is about 3 blocks away from here. You good for a walk?
Oh, yep. I'm quite used to walking, sir.
Sounds good. We'll meet back here. He kind of raises his voice so everybody can hear. Around 6 o'clock. You can.
You say, sorry, what o'clock?
6 o'clock. Gives you most of the day to do your stuff.
Cool.
So as everybody kind of splits up, heads to their various locations, Rory and Livy make their way to the Boston Globe itself. Is there anything that comes up in conversation, or is it just awkward silence the entire way?
I mean, I'm pretty quiet as we walk. I sort of keep, take up a lot of space, but I don't say a lot. So.
And I'll probably try to get some intel to see who I'm partnered with. But it probably will probably be so equally stern that it's kind of a lose-lose for us until we get there.
Fair enough. So just that awkward...
It's like crickets, even though it's midday.
They both want to say something,
Bustling
but
city.
neither one will say anything.
The city
Yeah,
bustles
it's
around
very
him.
much like clear my throat.
Oh, did you say something? Oh.
No, nothing.
Did you?
You
Go
No, never
ahead.
mind.
Go ahead.
No, never mind.
But
No,
Are
it
you-
was nothing.
are you sure?
Yeah, it's fucking big town. It's a big town.
It is. The
Got nothing
it's
on
easy
New
to
York,
get
though.
lost. Easy to get lost on these streets, I'll tell you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I'm just following you, so.
Well, luckily you are. So any reasons, kind of how you got hooked up with Jack?
Yeah, I know Jack. Yeah, I've known Jack for a while, yeah.
Ah, very very detailed. So, great.
Guy.
Well, when we get to our destination, you can leave the talking to me, and if anyone gives us any shit, I'll leave that to you.
Yep.
It's
There's an awkward moment where you realize that you passed the Boston
this.
Globe about half a block back through the fumbling through the conversation. You have to backtrack. But as you make your way into the globe itself, you hear the offices in the back bustling away. A portly man with glasses and a thin, wispy mustache sits in front of you, behind a desk. The plaque on it reads, Artie Wilmot, editor. As you approach, he pulls his glasses off and lets it hang from the lanyard. Can I help you?
Livy leans in just slightly. Yes, actually, you can. We're looking for some information on a house here in Boston. Are you the right man for the job?
I like to think I'm always the right man for the job, but what are you trying to cure?
I just wanted to say, Rory, like, at that comment. I'm always like,
Livy cuts an eye back to Rory, like,
Good.
let me do this.
What? I'm sorry, what was that?
Nothing. We said we are certain that you are.
I looked down at my shoes.
We are certain that you are the right man for the job. We're just looking for any information on strange findings for this address here. She puts the napkin down and slides it across the table and leans in even more with a wink.
That would be down in the morgue. Clippings down in the basement. But you have like a press pass or something, man?
A press pass? I'm certain we won't.
Or a reason
I'm
to be
certain we won't be here that long. I'm certain you can make it a courtesy for us just this time.
Oh, courtesies. You see, I got in trouble for being courteous one time, and I don't want to do that again. If I don't know.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but my dear friend Rory and I, we're on a bit of a time crunch, and he does hate it when we're late.
Hate it when we're late.
That's a big fellow. Let's like what happens when you're late?
It's not pretty. The last guy that made us late. Should we even get into this, Rory?
Ooh, it
I
sounds
remember
graphic.
that guy. What was that?
Sounds like it might be graphic.
Oh yeah, it's graphic.
Very. Very.
Um,
But all can be avoided if we can just have a few moments, you know. That's all.
well, you seem nice enough, and I don't think you're going to do any harm. You make it quick. I can, be like a half hour. Give you a half hour down there. I know they just check on Ruth every so often to make sure he's good. So, as long as you're not down there when they check, you should be fine.
I think we can make that happen. 30 minutes, right?
Yeah, I'll say I have, you know, kind of like a watch that's more expensive than my suit on my wrist that I'll set.
There. And like, let me just buzz Ruth up, and you hear a bzzz come from like a from downstairs, and out of a door, kind of off to the side, the door opens up, and a kind of thinning young woman comes out, and she's like, what is it, Artie? Like, these two need to just go down to the morgue, if you don't mind bringing them down. It's like, yes, Morty, of course. And she kind of turns around, follow me. She leads you down into the basement.
Is that Ruth? Was that Ruth?
Yes.
Okay.
Ruth kind of takes you down into the dusty basement filled with filing cabinets and stacked high with old newspapers and other assorted junk. The whole room smells musty, and the boiler system itself in the corner gives off just an excessive amount of heat. You can even kind of tell Ruth is a little like, got a little, just constantly wiping her brow with a handkerchief while she's sorting papers down here. Occasionally hacking up what seems to be a couple dust mites. But
Oof.
as you kind of look down here, go ahead and roll. I know this is going to be weird. This is just going to determine how long this takes, not if you're successful enough. Library use. I'm assuming from both of you. And I'm not looking for the biggest numbers, I'm just looking to see how long this takes. Or the lowest numbers, technically.
And which one is this?
It will be library use. So underneath your skills, it will be character sheet. Library use should be the fifth one down on the on the middle, I should say.
Why did it roll 3? Which one do I need? The green one?
You need the purple one.
I think the purple one rolls 3.
Oh wait, green one. You're right. My bad.
Yeah, you
Sorry.
need the green one. That's okay.
Okay.
I got it mixed up. I wasn't looking at it. I didn't have a visual aid. Okay.
Yeah.
48 out of 40. Unfortunate fail, but that's okay. He's not the bookworm here.
Still close.
Sorry,
I
I'm
was
just
out
trying
of
to
40.
see.
I don't think I have a... Oh, I think I rolled listen. I rolled listen. That's
You
my
did
bad.
roll listen,
It's a
yeah.
it's a 48 out of 20, so much worse.
Yeah, much worse. And then, are you still? Do you need a little help, Ellie?
Yes, if you don't mind.
So, okay, no worries. In character sheet, and under the investigator skills, in the center column, fifth one down should be library use. And then you'll just hit the green die next to that. Can you see it?
Sorry, it's character library use. Got it. And it's you said the green one?
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Oh, damn. All right.
Dang.
No worries. It just takes you longer than the 30-minute mark.
Oh no.
And only a little bit. Rory kind of actually finds the article just as you hear somebody coming down the stairs.
Oof.
Okay. Do we just should we just go, or are we trying to stick around?
No, grab it. Let's go.
As somebody comes down, as the man comes downstairs, it's one of the seems like one of the guys from the the printing room, and he's like, "Hey, Ruth, you good down here? Wait, who are you guys? What are you guys doing down here?"
Is there another stairway out, or is it just the way we
You,
came
you
in?
just have to awkwardly run past him
Okay.
like cats.
I'll just look at you. Like, what are we doing here?
We are leaving. We are leaving, and we're gonna go that way because we have to go.
Did Artie
Rory?
leave you? He kind of like takes a step as you kind of like begin bustling by him. He's like, "Did Artie let you down here with the? It's not supposed to.
No.
He knows better."
No, Ruth's my mother-in-law, so I was coming to
No,
say
you're
hi.
not.
Right. We were just stopping by to say hello, Ruth. Goodbye, Ruth, mother-in-law. Have a good day.
Ruth looks just visibly confused.
Oh, Ruth's right there. Okay.
Yes.
Hey,
love
Ruth,
you,
good
Ruth.
to see you. Yeah, I was just coming to say hi. It's nice to see you.
Who are you? Even then, just in that weird confusion cacophony, you continue making your way upstairs.
Yeah. Oh, and Ruth, don't forget your cough syrup. You know, it'll help you get the dust mites
I have
out.
no idea who those people are. As the door closes behind you, and Artie's like, "Oh no!" And like he's like, he just has a bug eyes, like his glasses are dangling, crooked. He's like, you, you should go now."
Yeah, we're leaving.
Thanks, Artie. We owe you 1 or 2 or 5.
As the door closes behind you.
For the
Damn it.
record, I don't think I've ever seen someone flirt and threaten someone at the same time. So that was new for me today.
Well, it's a skill you will certainly acquire if you hang out with me long enough.
I don't think I'm gonna flirt and threaten at the same time, but thank you.
Well, good job finding the clipping. I guess I must be out of sorts today.
It's all right. I don't even know what I got. I just saw the address on it.
As you pull it out, you can take a look at it for your first time. It looked like just an unpublished copy of the Boston Globe. So I'm just gonna do this all players. And
Oh shit! It's on Roll20.
oh bam, yes it is. Something ominous has been haunting a house on Cambridge Street. Whatever it is, it has already destroyed 3 families in the last 20 years. The property, number 145, was the scene of several deaths, madness, and possibly murder. Reports say that in March 1880, a family of French immigrants moved into the home. The horrors that were experienced by these people will never be discovered, except for a series of violent attacks, which somehow resulted in the death of parents and 3 crippled children on a winter night. The cause of death would have been stabbing, but the murder weapon was never found. The house remained empty for a long time after that, but in 1909 another family moved in and was immediately stricken with disease. In 1914, the older brother went crazy and killed himself with a kitchen knife. Finally, the inconsolable family moved to another state. The terror returns when in April 1918, a third family, the Macarios, rented the house, but they soon left under mysterious circumstances. Is the house cursed? Is there a demon haunting the residents? Maybe something wrong with the water, or a disease that has remained there since the year of construction. In any case, anyone who dares live there from now on must be brave and strong enough to keep their sanity and mental health. And then, like, pinned on the, with a paperclip onto the front page, it says, Harrison, don't print. Good idea, but no. Last thing the Globe needs is a Knott family suing us. Forget about it.
Is the what family?
Knott.
The Knott family doing what?
Suing us.
Suing us.
If you're looking for the handout, guys, it's in the on Roll20 in the journal,
Yes.
and you can access it through there.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, if you do a hard refresh of the page, it shows up.
There it is.
Oh, yep, I see it now too. Cool.
Cool.
Pretty much anytime there's a problem, just try refreshing.
Hard refresh. Yeah, for sure. Cool. Well, I don't know about all this, but I will say, I don't know why the fuck you'd want to live in that house at this point anyway. It might not be
Livy-
haunted, but sorry.
No. So Livy gets a twinkle in her eye for, anything that can stir up the anything with the occult. So she's a bit excited about this, and she looks up at Rory, and she's like wondering why he's not as excited, and she just goes, 3 families. There's definitely something going on here. Definitely. Aren't you excited about this?
Excited
Alright, hold
about
on. Before we answer that, give me 1 second, okay? I'm gonna be 1 minute. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm done.
Sure.
You can
Should
keep
we
on
go on?
going. Yeah,
Okay.
you can catch
Yeah.
it later.
Okay. I'm excited for $25.
Well, I think this is going to be worth a lot more than that. And wait, did you say 25?
Yeah, what are you getting?
Well, let's just say Jack is let's just say I'll talk to Jack.
I mean, to be honest with you, I'm doing this as a favor, so it doesn't really matter to me.
Oh, okay. So a favor. Jack is really good about those, right?
Whatever you're trying to say, I'm not getting it.
What do you also do favors for Jack? Is
Yeah, this
what
is
I'm
a favor
saying
for Jack.
so? Yes, but what other favors have you done for Jack? If you
No,
don't,
Jack did me a
mind
favor back in the day, so now I'm sort of,
You-
repaying that debt.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
You're asking a lot of
Good.
questions.
Good to know. Well, Jack is my friend, and I like to make sure that he's not getting into too much shady business. So,
Right.
but you can never tell with him. So,
Yeah, I
But-
don't, I might know Jack, but I don't know Jack, you know?
Gotcha. So the Knott family.
Yeah, that's a big lead, huh?
That is. Do you think we can find out more about that somewhere around here?
I don't know.
Oh,
I mean, we could, what did you have in mind?
well, if the Knott family is strong enough to sue, the Boston Globe, is it?
Yeah, they probably have a pretty public name.
Yeah. So
Like
Maybe-
what time is it now? We've only been here for like a half hour, right?
Yeah, like 45 minutes.
Yeah, why don't we try to meet up with the crew at the library, see if we can find anything on them there.
I
Or the
think
town hall.
that's-
Maybe town hall. Does that make more sense?
I like the town hall. I like the idea of that. This seems like a
Yeah.
pretty strong family that would have info there.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, let's start walking.
Walk? You don't want to take a taxi?
How far is the town hall?
Rory, I don't live here.
Oh, never mind. Are you from New York too?
I'm not. I'm from the South. I really haven't been in the big city too long.
In New York.
Yes.
Wait, so you do live in New York?
I do now, but I haven't always lived
Sure.
here. So
But we're in Boston, so why you keep saying here?
I, you know what, Rory? Let's just go to the town hall. We'll just do that.
Alright.
I'll call the taxi.
Okay.
She hails a taxi. The person that I was going to go over to leaves.
Oh no.
So as you hail a taxi, we kind of flash over to the central library, where Georgia and Morgan are currently rolling into the library. When you're looking for the word, and it's right, you already said it. As you enter, you begin to do your look about for resources and whatnot. One of the librarians kind of catches sight of you two and kind of saunters right over to you.
Wait, so it's a librarian, yeah?
Yes.
Female.
Yes.
Ah,
As
Sorry.
as you
Hostile.
kind of as you enter, there's a she kind of begins sauntering over and kind of like points at the notorious sign, whites only, and she's like, "I'm sorry, this library is for whites." And as she was about to say it, a crow just flies into the freaking library from the outdoor and just kind of flaps in front of her, and she just immediately like goes to bat it away and like gets completely distracted and kind of completely diverts her attention to it. It continues to caw and fly about the library, and she like looking at books, throwing light papers up at it, trying to just get it to go, and like just never returns back to you as you do your research. As the bird continues to caw in the distance.
Sorry, I apparently lost connection to Discord and missed some stuff. I missed the intro and I apologize for that.
Okay.
But we're here now.
So as you begin to do research, go ahead and give me a library use. Morgan. All right, cool. As the first few hours kind of pass, and you kind of get settled into a back corner of the library with your books, it takes a little bit, but did we decide that you're going to the city hall, or are you going to meet them at the library?
We're going to the city hall.
Okay. All you people out there in City Hall. All right. As you kind of continue your research, normally it takes, as far as the rules state, it takes 6 hours or half a day of research to do a roll. I don't like that. I don't like that. It's also just redundant rolls. I'm not a huge fan of. So rather than doing that, it just takes probably more or less the whole time you're there, and right when you're starting to sweat a little bit about getting back on time, all the while the crow has been immaculately avoiding this woman with broom and everything. She's got like 2 brooms. She asked a guard to help. It's a whole fiasco. But she as you kind of come about some information that seems like it's prevalent. It's actually 2 lawsuits. One, which is Faulkner and Burridge versus Corbett. I'm going to go ahead and share this to your journals. And bring this over here. This bit reads from the Circuit Court of Suffolk County, Massachusetts. In 5/27/1852, Mr. Faulkner and D. Burridge, neighbors of Mr. Walter Corbett, today ratify a petition with the signature of 12 other members of the community against the said whose, with the intention of forcing him to stop residing at 145 Cambridge Street in downtown Boston. As a result of his serious habits and unauspicious demeanor. And it was filed by Stuart Jones, a clerk of the court. So basically, this was a lawsuit that was trying to get Walter Corbett, whoever owned this place, out, like, legally from the neighborhood. From what you could tell, it didn't go through, it wasn't ratified. And then you also find a posthumous, like an article about a posthumous lawsuit against Corbett after he passed, of course, and it reads, that's also available in your journals now, but it reads, by Samuel Kerrigan, 1868, former neighbors filed another lawsuit against the esteemed Mr. Walter Corbett at the time after his death. It seems that, even after he passed away, Mr. Corbett is forced to face persecution at the hands of some small-minded people who have nothing better to do than ruin the post-human desires of an elderly person. Corbett's will, upon being filed at the City Hall at the time of his death by Pastor Michael Thomas, was almost immediately blocked by a lawsuit filed by the residents of Copp's Hill neighborhood. At the time of this writing, Councilman E. Ellsworth had suspended the release of new information due to his concern of the privacy of the deceased. Mr. Walter Corbett's neighbors sued him for the first time in 1852 in an unsuccessful effort to evict him from the neighborhood. He died on December 11th, 1866 in his home at 145 Cambridge Street in Copp's Hill. He does not leave children, wife, or any living relatives. So basically, from what you can gather, this basically just states that they tried to sue him again to stop his last will, which, I want to make sure I read that right. At the time, writing, inspiration, privacy of the deceased. So this just says that there was this lawsuit was in order to counter something in the will that didn't jive with the neighborhood of Copp's Hill. So there's a little bit more information for you from the library.
Georgia will very quickly pull out a small, looking almost brand new journal and begin scribbling down notes on from both articles.
Sounds good.
Key points, names, dates.
Gotcha. And as you kind of pour over this, do you have any observations, reflections? Thoughts?
I'm gonna.
She will underline the name Michael Thomas like twice in her notes as she does this.
And Morgan?
There's a lot of skim the articles. I'm interested, but not too interested. More white people problems. I'm gonna go over to George and I. What do we know about the will? Perhaps this is a lead you should chase. We shouldn't be seen together too often. A white woman and a black man is a recipe for danger. You go ahead. I'm going to stay here and do a little more research. And I'm going to try and sort of sidle away with the aim of maybe trying to dig up a little something on a jade statue. And items of auctionable interest in the area. Bearing in mind that whilst I'm here for $25, I'm trying to keep my eyes open for an $800 payday.
Right.
So, would I discern any information about a jade statue in the library?
You can go ahead and roll me a library use to see if you can find anything for that.
As you kind of make this decision and tell Georgia she can go ahead and go, she just kind of looks at you, kind of intrigued. And suppose I don't like the idea of leaving you here in an unknown city by yourself, but she kind of eyes you up and down. As long as you're not late.
If they find me walking around, they will beat me. If they find me walking around with you, they will beat me more.
Oh,
Go ahead. I'll catch you up. I won't be late.
And as she gathers up her stuff, she'll just turn to him and just, very, it's actually been quite nice having you as an assistant. You do good work. And she'll turn and leave.
You're not too bad yourself for a woman.
And as she leaves, where's Georgia's destination, so I can put it in my head right?
It's getting close to time to meeting at the back at Paul's, right?
Yes.
Is there time to get because I'm interested in finding out the contents of the will I am, which is why but I just also I'm more interested in finding out about the jade statue. Is there time to make a trip to the registry office, or would we be able to look up such things?
That's why Billy and James went.
Yeah, they went.
But
to
we
the
don't know
office.
that, right? We're
we do.
unaware of.
We made those plans at the beginning.
Right.
Yeah.
As long as you're gone and I can research in peace, I'm good.
As
knows you're up to something, but
right as you kind of leave and you head back into I don't know what that. No, from Morgan.
Oh, Morgan. Gotcha.
I don't know where that would be as far as for library, but I will me as Mike
auctioned items in they should have a backlog of auction catalogs.
Okay.
Something
auctions
like
and maybe customs log.
Customs work.
Okay. With that in mind, the 95 is still very, very bad.
Abject failure.
So I will say that maybe you're not looking in the right section. Maybe it's just maybe it's a matter of you're not in the right place as far as the central library. Maybe it's in a different location, but for whatever reason, you spend a good amount of time, and right now you're about 15 minutes late for leaving to the cafe by the time you decide that, yeah, I need to button it up before I lose my pay. So unfortunately, that doesn't bear any fruit. Oh, JJ, thank you for the raid. Welcome, Raiders.
Hey.
Welcome on in.
Welcome, Raiders. We're just doing Call of Cthulhu, Occult Origins. It's a story that we're starting up here, and we'll be doing every other week, every other Thursday. So thanks for stopping by. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. Hope you had a good stream. That was perfect timing too, because it's right in the middle of something. As we transition over, Rory and Livy are heading towards the town hall.
Yes.
And Billy and James are in the Hall of Records. We'll go to Billy and James first. As you kind of enter the Hall of Records from walking a few blocks with James, he is like a man on a mission. You know, he was hungover, and from what you've seen, he's very just kind of half in the bag most of the time. But as soon as he loses, he gets out of sight of the others and is just with you. He just strains up and begins hitting the beat really very quickly, and he needs to learn this as quickly as possible.
So on the way there, I'd like to be before, maybe right when we're outside, grab him by the elbow and be like, hold up now.
Yeah. What? What do you want, Billy?
Now, I might be missing the connection, but I told you I was interested in Michael Thomas. How does this whole situation relate to my main inquiry?
All right. Look, when I was looking up this stuff, I found that some of the properties were owned by the same guy, or at least initially. This guy Corbett. He owned. He set up and owned the Chapel of Contemplation and this house. Now, Michael Thomas,
of which Michael Thomas was the Reverend of said church. Or I see.
That's
they're connected.
I don't know exactly the connection, but there's something there.
All right. Well, listen, I appreciate your dedication, and I might share and such. I think we should head on in.
Absolutely. He kind of eyes the shotgun. He's like, just kind of shrugs, and goes and opens the door to the Hall of Records. In the Hall of Records itself, as you kind of walk in, there's a directly center, almost perfectly symmetrical. There's an old man kind of behind the desk, and at first you think he's just not moving, but then after a moment you hear. And you realize he's just sleeping with his eyes open, leaned back against the wall.
Really? I'll as we kind of approach, I'll stomp a little thick booted, if you know what I mean. I'll try to politely let him know I'm around.
It does not wake the dead. on the as you kind of take a step
How old is
up,
this person?
he's older than you.
Jesus Christ.
He's like at least 20 years your senior.
All right.
As you get to the desk, though, you see a ledger sits on the desk, and a sign next to it says, "Please sign in."
I kind of like look to Barrister and kind of shrug and just kind of
shrugs
take out
back.
like is there like a little like quill or like a pen or something like
Yeah.
what would it be like
It's
a quill?
yeah, we'll go with a quill. I like it.
So
Probably
yeah, I
not
didn't know
what
if
would
that
be there, but I'm going to go with it.
Yeah, sure.
That's
We'll
almost like-
we'll figure out what they use, and I'll go ahead and just like in a quick like line. It looks like no words at all. It's just like a single like squibble, and I'm like, well, I think we'll let ourselves in. I say, kind of like trying not to wake him up any more than I already have tried.
And James goes and puts an X right after you and heads in. Well, looks like we got the place to ourselves. That's good. Can really spread out. Let's see. You start on that end. I'll start on this end. Again, we're looking for any estate or will things to do with the Cops Hill estate.
I gotta tell you, I'll do my best, but I'm a little bit more skilled at finding critter in the bush more than a book on a shelf. And I'll kind of like squint over at these
You
things,
can
kind
read,
of
sir,
scratching
right?
my head, scratching my beard. Well, enough.
Okay. Well, just match the first couple letters and try to go from there.
Yeah. Kind of squint down him a little bit and continue my work. What do you
Go
want me
ahead
to roll?
and use a library use, please.
Okie dokie.
Will anybody succeed at research?
Nobody.
No,
No way.
First roll.
not
It's the
allowed.
blue one?
Billy's
We're on
the
blue
only one.
right?
Watch.
Yeah, roll the green one. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. That's
The one
green.
on the right.
God damn it.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry, on the right.
It's okay.
No, I did the left.
58 out of 20. That's a no. Everybody sucks at research.
I did the left one. Does that matter?
The
It
left
basically
one
gives me
brings- I got
3
that.
rolls, but I just took the top one.
Oh, okay. Cool.
No, I'll just use the right one. No biggie.
Sure.
So yes.
Colorblind. Sorry, I chose the one that looked most like green to me.
You're good. I forgot. I should have said so. I should have made a difference. So yes, as you kind of look at the card stocks and you begin putting things back the wrong way, and like you don't
Yeah.
know how any
Mhm.
of the system works.
I haven't spent my time in libraries, to be completely honest. I maybe have 1 or 2 books.
Right.
I've reread them several times.
Yes. The How to Skin a Buck is one of your favorite reads.
Yep. And the Holy Bible.
Yep.
How to Skin a Buck in the Holy Bible. What a
Yep.
bookshelf.
Right.
I like to read one in the morning and one in the evening.
Yeah.
So yeah, as you
there are
kind of
several states like that.
Dead. Dead.
All right, so I don't find shit.
You don't find shit.
Mhm.
However, James, after kind of digging for a little bit, does find a couple things.
What you
Um,
got?
He
Saunter
finds
Mhm.
a death certificate of a
for
Mr.
who?
For Mr. Walter Corbett
Interesting.
and a last will.
And who is it bestowed upon?
Well, you know part of this already. Well, maybe you don't. Actually, that's a different will. I'm mixing up my own meta here. So yes, death certificate first.
Mhm.
You'll find those in your journals as well.
Indeed.
But it says deceased name Walter Corbett, blah 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 blah, date of birth 1780, Boston, U.S. Deceased squire, blah 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 blah. He was 86 when he died. Signature of person issuing permit for
Sir Michael Goddamn Thomas.
Yep. Method for disposition, burial. Place of disposition not identified. So we don't know where he's buried. And the rest of it is death by old age. He seemed to have pneumonia when he died. Other than that, it's natural causes. But yeah. Nothing too crazy except for a couple names there.
Except for that scratched out piece of, including my copy of Scribble.
Oh yes, the
What's
last
that? What's
will.
that scribble a bit?
That's a really good question. If
My
you'd like,
copy of Redacted.
yes. If you'd like, you can go ahead and read this because I've been doing most of them.
Which one?
The last will.
Oh. I, Walter Corbett of the county of Suffolk and state of Massachusetts, being in perfect health of body and mind, I do write this document as my last will and testament in the following manner. Item the first. I give to the Chapel of Contemplation, Cops Hill, Boston, all of my possessions, including my copy of Scribbledy Scrabble. Scribbly Scrabble. And my property at 145 Cambridge Street in Cops Hill. Scribbledy Scrabble. Item the second. I direct my executor to lease my property at 145 Cambridge Street using the proceeding funds to the church. The church. Item 3. I wish my body to be interred in the basement of the property at 145 Cambridge Street as specified by my instructions left to my executor. That sounds mighty, well, disgusting. Item 4. I appoint Pastor Thomas motherfucking Thomas, or Michael motherfucking Thomas of the Chapel of Contemplation in Cops Hill, Boston, as my executor in this last will and testament of the 17th day of July 1986. Now, what I find particularly peculiar is my own kin, Mr. Blackwood, as I turn to James, also left this here Pastor Michael Thomas as the sole executor of his estate.
Makes you go,
Well, let me tell you what, if we find old Corbett buried in the bottom of 145 Cambridge Street, I might. You think we're gonna find him buried down there? Buried? Wish my body to be interred. What do you think that
sounds
means? Interred.
like
Like in a box? You think it buried him?
He
I
kind of
don't
looks
think
at the
they
article.
entered the
Did you
body.
read that
Did
wrong?
you entered? I don't know.
No, interred.
Look, if they're messing
Interred is
around with dead
buried.
bodies, I think that's very upsetting.
Well, this is a bit odd for sure. But
Oh,
doesn't really tell us anything more about Michael Thomas.
No, not particularly. Perhaps, though, we might be able to find something else at the 145 Cambridge.
Well, that's the address.
I wonder what the rest of our friends have discovered.
Curious too. Well, we still got a little
I'm very
time.
curious about what's up with this, and I kind of like I want to hold up the paper to some light. I want to see if I could like see any kind of like pen markings.
Like, and I was like,
through-
and I'm over here like, I want to do that too. I want you to do
Yeah.
that. But
Cool. Well,
I'm not
how
sure
do
what,
I do that?
That's a great question. That's the part where I'm stuck too.
Hmm.
I
You mean
would
on
say
what you
maybe
should roll?
yeah. Like
Yeah,
what would
okay.
you roll for something that's scribbled out?
Let me take a look.
Like I'd
Let me
almost
take
say
a look.
like
Mm.
I'm not really sure. Sleight of
Listen,
hand,
so
but-
my eyes are. I have keen vision. You see, I'm used to noticing small and tiny details.
right. Let's go ahead.
So
Spot
that's-
hidden? I don't know.
Would
Spot hidden, maybe.
taking taking a piece of paper and rubbing like a pencil over it allow you to get the bumps
if it was
of what might have been
I-
there?
if it was a newer piece of paper and it was typed, sure, but this isn't new or
Mhm.
so.
Yeah.
You're holding it up
But
to the
let's-
light to try to maybe see what's
Let's go
behind
ahead and use spot
Yeah.
hidden. Yeah, let's use spot hidden.
okay.
That's the
How
best thing.
keen are your eyes, Hunter?
Right. What do your eagle eyes see?
Let me tell you what. Did I do it? Click and drag the roll of dice. What?
There
Oh,
you go.
There you go.
Beautiful.
Hey! Huzzah!
Yeah.
All right. Spot hidden. As you kind of hold it up to the light, and you can just kind of barely make out the print beyond.
That's great.
Yes.
wait. There we go. There we go. What is okay? What does it say?
It says Liber
Uh-huh.
Avonis.
Library eye bonus.
Something like that.
What the hell is a library eye bonus?
Why is that?
Ugh.
Hmm.
You see that? And I point to James. Do you ever hear of library bonus?
The Liber Avonis? That's
Yeah,
Latin.
what?
He kind of just takes it and sighs a little bit. Good eye. Absolutely. Liber Avonis. I believe that's a.
Yeah,
I really don't know what that is.
Libra bonus. What do you reckon that means?
I'm not sure. Seems to be. Well, my copy suggests it's a book, maybe?
I don't know anything about that. Libra bonus. Hmm. Well, maybe we could go to the library. That sounds bonus sounds like library, right? It's like a
Poor man.
Go check it out.
You didn't
You
do
got a
well in
library
school.
card, James?
You didn't do well in school there, did you, Billy?
No, I never did. Just mostly read the Bible. That's about all I got.
That's
No.
very
You
obvious.
think you'd have a
Yeah,
bit
my-
more Latin knowledge after reading all that Bible?
Now, listen, my eldest, he always had a keen eye for these sorts of things. God rest his soul. Yeah. Now, I don't understand such things. Maybe one of our other friends do. Maybe they got something. Maybe they might know this language. What'd you say it was? Latin?
Yes. Yes, absolutely,
Yeah.
sir. I believe that's all we can do here, though. That's
Is that like Italian?
kinda loosely, like a distant ancestor of it,
Yeah, I
like
gotcha.
a great great grandpa.
Second cousins, maybe.
Yeah, twice removed. The James suggests if we want to look up anything to do with our Michael fucking Thomas. That's his new middle name.
No. Michael
You need to-
Michael F. Thomas. I didn't look. The last time I looked up Michael Thomas, I only searched for his first and last name. Maybe it would give us a different result if we searched his middle name,
Right.
Michael F. Thomas.
Yes, absolutely.
While we're here, might as
know
well.
That, you know that. Well, James knows that. That stuff wouldn't be in the Hall of Records. That's not public access. That would be more of a serious crime. So you'd have to go to the Central Police Station to procure that side of information.
I ain't ever been a fan of the law. You think they'll cooperate and just share this things like? And just anybody could walk in and ask for this kind of information, there, James?
He kind of sighs. It's like, you're right. Nobody.
Hey,
not just
James,
anybody,
James,
but
can I call you Jim?
you can. My friends call me Jack. You can call me James.
Jack. James. All right. Jim, I think we should go. I think we should go check it out. See what we can get done at the station.
Sure, there, really. As he kind of just opens the door and lets you lead the way, shaking his head, following you. I believe we just have a city hall visit to go. As Livy and Rory roll towards the city hall and actually into it. The clerk is there's several clerks at the window. It's kind of bustling. There's a couple of people kind of in and out paying tickets and whatnot. What exactly are you guys trying to do here? So I know, so I can.
Yeah, I think we're looking for town records of the Knott family. Trying to figure out like if they're a big name in town.
Fair enough. Yeah, as kind of running low on time, so I'll kind of montage this a little bit more. Go ahead and
Sure.
give me library checks. Library use.
That's gone so well for
Right?
Rowan fast.
For all of us.
Right.
Uh-huh. No
Barrister's the only
way!
one with any. Oh, there you go, both of you.
Oh,
Oh no.
No,
Just
I
one
got it.
so
I
far.
got it. Okay.
Don't let Rory show you up.
Oh, fumble! Not even I'm showing you up right now.
He knew what he
Dang
was
it.
looking for.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, I feel like that word Ellsworth, that Councilman Ellsworth that was mentioned, might have piqued Rory's interest and actually got him engaged.
Did I technically hear Councilman Ellsworth's name yet?
It was in the unpublished Boston Globe.
Oh, was it? Okay. You're right. Yeah, maybe my interest was piqued by that for sure.
And with that, you buzz through and actually find a little bit on the Knott family, which apparently owned the residence right up until the Macarios had moved out. After that, it was sold to to what looks like a estate, a large estate out of northern New York, upper state New York.
Sorry, and then what was the Knott family's connection?
They were
They own
just
the-
a kind of wealthy family that owns the properties. They still kind of operate in the area, but they don't own that property anymore.
Okay, all right. What other properties do they own in the area?
A bunch of tenement buildings and just mid to low range income housing.
Okay. I don't know, Livy. This kind of seems like a dead end.
It seemed promising. I mean, if they're strong enough to sue the Boston Globe, I'm certain that there's more information out there somewhere that people are too afraid to talk about.
Sure.
I just feel like it would be here. Maybe some kind of classified files.
Can
I
I
mean,
point out one logical thing with Livy?
yes.
I'll just point this out because it's a glaring thing. Georgia works for the Knots. About this
Oh, I
location.
didn't know that.
That she allegedly is working for Mr. Knot. Or not. I forget if it's an S, but it doesn't matter. It's singular. Singular Knot.
Did we all know that?
Yes.
I didn't.
that
She
was-
told you when
that
you
was
guys were
given.
at the.
that was
Wait, hold
given.
on. When did she tell me? She told Jack.
At the
She was,
restaurant.
she was telling
Rory
you while you were
about the
talking
restaurant.
shit about women.
Yeah.
Okay.
See what happens
I
when you
totally
talk
missed
shit?
that.
You miss out on stuff.
It's the time, okay? I'm a prisoner of the period, all right?
Oh,
Fair
good.
enough. But
But technically, it doesn't say that they own that property anymore.
it says that they got rid of it after the Mercurio incident. Or at
Interesting.
least maybe not. Doesn't say that exactly. It just says 1919 though it was auctioned off. Which
Sure.
was,
Got it.
Sure.
if you know the timeline with what you have already, they moved out in like 1918, 1919.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
So you're not wrong, just a little off to the left.
Got it.
So the information you can get from this is that the Knots no longer own the house.
Got
Alright.
it. Okay.
Wait, they no longer own the house, but they're paying for a group of people to go there and investigate.
I
Allegedly.
guess they're trying to sell it now. Is that what I understood? They're trying to sell or rent it out
Yeah.
without issue.
That's the story. Yes.
Okay.
So,
All
so it seems that Miss Georgia has some info she's not making us privy to.
I totally didn't make that connection. I don't know why that didn't register for me, but I thought there was more to it. That makes sense.
Okay. Well, I guess
I
since
mean-
we're
Yeah.
No, I was just going to say, I guess since we are running low on time and we've got, confirmed information, I guess we'll head back to the diner.
Sounds good.
No, yeah, for sure. For sure.
Okay.
All right.
With that, we'll just do one more pit stop, as there is still one group that's not heading back to the diner, just quite yet, and that's James and Billy, or Jim and Billy, as Billy would prefer. And as you two roll in to the police station, the central police station. James stops Billy right before you walk in. He's like, gun legal, absolutely. Open carry state, not a good look here.
What do you mean? What's wrong with it?
I don't want to tell you how to do your thing, you're a very old man, but it's not a good look.
Where do you want me to put it? Outside? I can't just leave a gun on the street. That's downright negligent.
You're not wrong. But as far as things go, I think you'll just hang back a bit on this one. And if you can, find it somewhere deep within you. Keep your mouth shut.
While I'm hanging outside?
You can come in. I just don't want you affecting the wordsmithing that has to go on for me to get in there.
I'm not gonna make you promises. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. But I'll do my best. I'll give him a wink, and then walk in ahead of him.
He sighs deeply, pinching his pinching his
Come on,
nose
Jim.
as he walks in.
Keep up.
As you kind of walk in, there's a clerk of kind of sitting behind the counter, as kind of officers kind of bounce in out of the doors to the side, and he kind of hushes down. He's like, "Hey, Kim." The person looks up. Jack? Yeah. What are you doing back in town? It's not important. It's not important. So, what we need to do is get down in the basement. And there's like a hushed. I hate I hate role playing with myself. So there's a kind of.
I'll help him out. Be like, hey, we need to get down into the basement.
Who's that guy? Don't mind him. Don't mind him. So
What is it?
he was like, look, I just need you to look the other way for 15 minutes. Be in and out. Like, man, you don't work here anymore. You can't do that shit. It's like, look, one last time, and you'll never see me again. Kind of looks both ways. He waits for a cop to kind of like finish going through, and he's like, "All right, man, make it quick." And slides him over some keys. He's like, "Thank you." Takes them, and Billy, come on. Kind of follows him and immediately just beelines towards the stairs and heads down into the basement.
Yeah, I follow with expediency.
As you kind of look around here, you notice that James is just like keeping his head down, making sure nobody, he coughs at a certain time when cops walk by him. He's trying to hide his face. And as you kind of roll into the downstairs logs, there's a room full of filing cabinets. They have a light layer of dust on pretty much everything down here, and there's just even as you turn on the lights, you see the dust particles just kind of floating around the atmosphere of this area. He's like,
All right, what are we looking for here, Jim? I'll light a cigarette.
okay, don't tell the others, but I was involved in a raid 8 years back,
Uh-huh.
and about our chapel in question. I know
Interesting.
it was on the hush-hush, because it was never on the official logs, but I'm wondering if in the classifieds, he pulls open a box and begins flitting through files.
Mm-hmm.
If they still have our motherfucking copy, pulls a piece of paper out, looks at it. Here it is. Here's the police report about the raid. And let me see if I can find... you go ahead and take a look at this while I go find the criminal record of our Michael fucking Thomas.
All right. Is it the chapel raid report?
Yes.
Blow out a little puff of smoke. All right. Details of the procedure. Based on the sworn statements of the witnesses in the case SR 71, I, along with my partner, Grant Halson, and Officer Phelps, Dunn, and Lopez, were ordered by Commissioner Turgerson to the chapel to terminate all members with extreme prejudice. The hell? We arrived at 2330 under cover of moonlight and took defensive positions behind our vehicles. Detective Helseth called the congregation to the bullhorn, ordering them to release Scribble to Scrabble and surrender. Before I could ever finish speaking, I heard a gunshot and realized that the gun had been shot in the... that he had been shot in the throat. I asked for backup, but he was already dead. I ordered Dunn and Lopez to flank the building while Phelps and I provided cover. Our superior firepower effectively suppressed the congregation inside, and we were able to move forward. Upon reaching the chapel doors, I ordered Phelps to enter first, and then I heard him vomiting behind me. He pointed to the ground, and I saw scribbly scrabble, scrab, and it was at that moment the Officer Phelps put the gun in his mouth and pulled the trigger. I, once again, called for backup. We heard sounds from the basement below, so the rest of us went down the stairs. We observed an estimated total of 50 men wrapped in black robes, chanting in a foreign language and holding up what appeared to be chalices of wine. Lopez told me that the language was Latin. Oh, like the Ebonus Liberian, what we saw before. This is all making sense, Jim. Among the hooded men, we recognized several people, including Scribbly Scrabbleson. Officer Dunn, in desperation, started shooting at the crowd. I quickly took a lantern from the wall and broke it on the stone floor, sending the entire chapel up in flames. I escaped as backup arrived, but I could not find Officer Dunn or Lopez in the ensuing chaos. Listen. And I look over to Jim. Take a long, deep draw on my cigarette. Wish I could tell you I ain't heard anything like this before in my life. But old Billy's seen things. Seen things I can't forget. This is seeming mighty familiar. Throw the cigarette on the ground and stomp it. I hand the report over to him.
He kind of grabs it, his hand shaking slightly. Found the criminal report.
Oh.
I think you already knew about most of this, but Michael Thomas, apparently distinctive feature, he doesn't have the ring fingertips, and he was charged for physical and moral damage, 5 second-degree homicides, disrespect and getaway, and apparently 6 years ago he escaped from prison.
Well, goddamn.
He was sentenced to 40 years in prison and is on the run after escape from Boston Police Penitentiary. Counselor Ellsworth just asked for clemency on his behalf after the getaway.
Councilman Ellsworth?
Ellsworth
asked for clemency. Now, I wonder why someone is in a position of power like a councilman might beg for clemency from, I point to the Boston City Police report. How could a man get clemency from someone in power like that, who's done something like this?
That's the answer I've been looking for years. Not sure. All I know is it's not good. We should head back to this. It's about time. And do you take the chapel raid report and use your eagle eyes to the sky?
Oh yeah, we'll try. We'll try again. I give him a wink. I bonus, right, buddy? And I kind of give it. Give it a look here.
You gotta do you gotta do the full zoom. It's required to do it to make the check.
It gives you a bonus.
There you go.
You get a bonus die.
Okay, go.
Get advantage
Alright.
overall.
Have a good look. Let's see here.
Spot hidden.
Yeah, spot hidden. Wow.
There you go.
Sad, dude.
And with that,
What do we got here?
Doop. There is a few things that were missing from that. In the case of Detective James Barrister against the Chapel of Contemplation for the crime of kidnapping and murder of children.
Oh no.
The first redacted is Detective Heslov called the congregation on the Bullhorn, ordering them to release the children and surrender. Second redaction is he pointed to the ground and saw the bodies of 8 dead children with their eyes taken out. And the third and final one, and you can get a drum roll if you'd
Including
like.
City Councilman motherfucking Ellsworth.
And with that, I think that's where we're done for today. We'll pick this up
Fucking
again in 2
spoopy.
weeks.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Yes.
horrible,
But a good
dark,
one.
Cthulhuian cliffhanger.
We need jazzy end credits.
Absolutely. There you go. And yes, thank you everybody for coming out, for being a part of this. For
Thank you.
we can go
Thanks for
around the
doing this.
table.
I
No
fucking
problem.
love this shit.
That was
It's
rad.
been a lot of
That was
fun. Let's go around the table and give everyone a chance to share their thoughts, feelings on what happened today. Start with Megalox.
Yeah, no, I mean it was good. I love the little bits and pieces of information in the Roll20. I mean, I love the whole thing. It was good. Good personalities, good story. You know, I'm curious to see what happens next. Yeah. No, what can I say? I enjoyed myself mightily.
Good. Squinkleberg.
Well, old Billy Graves is feeling a mighty itch to figure out what the fuck is going on here with this councilman. He don't like dead children one bit. He don't like the smell of this, but there's a reason driving him forward. There's a reason why he is here. He's gonna get to the bottom of it, no matter the cost.
Melly.
This was a very mixed bag of of events. I think Livy is very curious, but now going to be very kind of guarded with what Georgia is leading them into with all the quiet investigation they have to do. But I think we found a sharp knife in in Rory, having that by our side.
Beautiful. Fickle.
I mean, I had a great time. The little library clippings and stuff like that are so cool. It's like I feel like I'm an investigator, you know.
Yeah.
Also, I had so much fun role playing. Like Melly, that was so fun. Thank you. That was great. I think honestly, like
conversation ever.
That was
Yeah,
the greatest
yeah.
awkward same conversation.
Was that just their awkwardness?
it was great. I thought that was wonderful. It felt like I can imagine that relationship easily. You know what I mean? Like that feels very real.
It's very rounded.
Yeah. Also, like I think Rory and Liv are gonna get hit really hard by like a lot of information at the beginning of next session. They will kind of have to like, we as players will have already processed, but the characters are gonna have to be like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like when we actually do come back together, because you know what Billy Graves just found is gonna like change our fucking. I'm not gonna be okay. You know what I mean? Like that's some fucked up shit. This is not what I signed up for. You know what I mean?
The other thing I like about
Forward to being able to be like, I told you so.
Yeah.
that's kind of why I like splitting everybody up,
Apple.
so everybody can have that like stacking intrigue, and then when everybody comes back together, there's still that mix of reactions.
Yeah, for sure. But I look forward to that.
Yes.
That's what I was saying. I look forward to that.
And Garbo.
I had some technical difficulties right at the beginning of my portion with Morgan, so I'm very disappointed that I missed out on a roleplay opportunity with him. Because I am looking forward to getting with each of you a little bit. So that was a major disappointment to come back to. The crow flies into the library and gives you guys an opportunity to get in. I was like, but conversation, no.
I won't lie, I kind of missed the walking over to the library bit. Like I had a whole bit in my head, and I was like, "Oh, we're in the library."
I had a whole bit too, man. Like I was ready to
sorry.
roll. I'm like ready to talk to you like one-on-one and stuff. So it was really disappointing.
We'll get there.
But
sure.
Yeah.
Things
I'm looking forward to dropping just like little things about Georgia as we go, just little bits of her personality.
Yeah.
You got
I
got
picture Georgia
businesswoman
smoking in one
Georgia
of those,
Schultz.
Georgia like smokes a
Yeah.
cigarette in one of those
The
like
long
wooden
filters,
mouthpieces.
yeah.
Thing I totally
Yes.
too.
It's
yeah.
the style.
Went into my
Yeah.
mind. It was so good.
Yes.
I love Georgia. It's great.
So yes, I'd like to thank you all, amazing, wonderful people. I appreciate you investigating this absolutely normal house, taking your time out of your day.
Nothing weird
Probably
here.
just kids, guys. Like
Yeah, it's just
that's
probably
why
just
we're
kids.
looking into it.
It's raccoons in the walls. That's all.
Uh-huh.
Thank you for the friends at home watching, supporting. Thank you for the raid, JJ. Appreciate it. All the follows. I don't have the thing in front of me, but thank you so much for all that. It's been a lovely time, and we really appreciate you. Check us out in the descriptions below if you're on the YouTube video. I'll be putting this up tomorrow, or maybe the next day. Probably the next day.
Hell yeah.
Or
and
back in
then
2 weeks, right?
back in 2 weeks. Next in 2 Thursdays from now, we'll be back, same time. Yeah.
And maybe you'll get to learn what Billy Graves has named his shotgun. That for a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
I have an idea.
I had
but
a
I
whole
won't-
bit about Billy. Like when we left it, I was like, "Why is this hairy man with this shotgun?"
Billy went
I
a long time without being listened to. Is what's wrong
That's
with
true.
Billy.
Yes.